Automation, automation nation, automation nation, automation nation, around the nation, automation nation, automation nation, automation nation. Around the nation, around the nation, around the nation. Welcome to the Automation Nation podcast, the show for business leaders, tech aficionados, and those who are just simply curious about where technology and business are going. Automation Nation is your gateway to understanding automation, AI, and the future of business. Don't get left behind. Tune in now and subscribe for more. Welcome to the Automation Nation podcast, the show for business leaders. Automation Nation podcast, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. We love talking with people about automation all around the nation, and that's what this podcast is all about. We like to talk about AI, technology, business to every extent that we possibly can, because we know that through these dialogues, people get insight. And I've been literally my inbox just from conversations that I would not have even expected. People give me feedback, say, hey, thank you for sharing what you share. Hey, I didn't even know this. This helped me with this particular breakthrough. And so, Joe, I know you're the kind of person, because, guys, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thanks for tuning in wherever you are, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or you're listening to the podcast on whatever platform. Let me tell you something about networking, okay? Network. Your network is your net worth. I'm telling you, in more ways than a couple, because the people that you meet, they will raise more than your financial capital. They raise your relationship capital. Hello? And those relationships is how you build things. And this guy, Joe, I met on LinkedIn way back. When I say way back, I mean back in the ancient times of LinkedIn, okay? When LinkedIn was just bones and fossils, and we were just putting on resumes. And the video just came, Joe. Remember video just came? Video came, and all of a sudden, people's faces started coming out. Well, Joe was the guy who helped me to understand how to connect with people, the kind of language to use, just very authentic. But he also had some insight, technological insight. And so, Joe, you can find him on LinkedIn, of course, but he's in B2B marketing, he's AI on LinkedIn, AI in business, development training. He's a coach, an author, a speaker. He has a marketing program. He has marketing resources and tools. I'm talking about marketing resources and tools. There's a group that I'm a part of. That's a networking group, and this group simply just supports each other. They support each other's posts. They share feedback, breakthroughs. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a guy you want to talk to, and this is a strategy that you want to follow. Joe, thanks for being here on the Automation Nation podcast, my friend.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited that I get to be here and I get to share insights on how to be able to do automation on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is the world's largest professional social network. There's 1 billion people now on LinkedIn. When me and you were on LinkedIn, whatever it was, 5-10 years ago, there were only 100 million, 200 million, 300. Now there's 1 billion people, and it's growing to 3 billion. So it's a powerful platform. If you learn how to automate certain processes and systems within LinkedIn, you can really benefit financially from it.
And we're going to get into that, because I want to know about benefits, and I want to spread them like seeds. Before we jump into that, Joe, listen, we're powered by Simply Automate. We ask all of our guests this question. If you could simply automate one thing in your personal life, Joe, what would that be?
For me, I would automate Twitter. I'm not on Twitter all the time, and I would love to create a Twitter agent that tweets every single day, 3 times a day, with my message of hope, of giving, of inspiration, of love, and then it responds to other people's tweets automatically. So I'm in the middle of working on building a Twitter agent, and that's what I want to automate.
I was just going to say, you're probably building that right now.
As we're speaking, I'm automating that because Twitter is like a whole nother animal. It's there, and you can post as often as you want on there. But I'm not really as active as I could be, and so now I want AI to help me with that.
Well, let me tell you something. You're not the only one, Joe. I'm with you on that as well, and I thank you for creating that. And as soon as you're done with the prototype, I need you to reach out to me. Okay.
All right, we'll do, and I'll show you how it works.
Yeah, please do. Okay, because I was on Twitter and I was like, man, I just can't do this. I want to do it, but I can't do it. Just so much to do.
Too much to do. But you can add so much value with all your podcasts and all your information. You can have AI learn everything about you, and then have it automatically update it with all the latest updates with everything that's going on. You could even, I'm learning right now, and I'm actually taking trainings on how to do this, and I'm hiring coaches that are helping me do this, where it picks up RSS feeds and it automatically converts it into having my opinion on the news in the RSS feed, and then generates social media posts about it. That is something I'm building, and I'm going to have videos come out on LinkedIn that shows people exactly how I do that.
I know this sounds weird, folks, but he's really doing this stuff. I know you, like 10 years ago, if you hear somebody saying this, you're like, okay, this guy's cuckoo. There's no way. No, there's a way. And the way we know there's a way is that we've broken into a new age of technology. So the way you know this to be true is because, if you look at what ChatGPT did and how fast they gained their first million followers. Well, if you just look at that, look at every other platform in the history of platforms, from Facebook to anything you think of, Snapchat, TikTok, anyone. No one's got to 1 million this fast like ChatGPT.
5 days. 5 days.
Was it 5 days?
5 days to 1 million, and 2 months to 100 million.
And what would you say the single reason for that is? There's multiple reasons.
It's the new printing press. That's what it is. It's because it's the new printing press. It's like literally giving people access to unlimited information using regular language without development with a click of a button. If you know how to speak English, or any language for that matter, if you know how to speak a language that a human speaks, you can, with the right prompt engineering skills, you can literally do anything right now.
Wow. Any language a human speaks. And I know that's a
eventually range. Dolphins are going to be able to build websites.
Man, what sparked you, man, to getting involved with this digital marketing?
Well, I used to build websites.
Let's talk about Ajax Union.
Yeah. I used to build websites for people, and they say if you build it, they will come. I built websites for people for free, and eventually I started charging people for those websites. And they say if you build it, they will come. Well, I built it, nobody came. So then I had to figure out, okay, how do I get traffic to those websites? Because people need traffic. And so I started doing research into this concept called SEO, search engine optimization. I became the master of SEO. Actually, Google hired me to become a certified Google trainer, training business owners on how to do SEO, because I got really, really, really good at that. And once I learned how to do SEO, I needed to learn how to be able to build relationships. And that's where my book comes in, High Energy Networking. And I really mastered the art of building relationships offline. And then I took that and then I applied it to LinkedIn, and I started a whole LinkedIn training program. And that's kind of like how we met and so on. But what I want to let people know is that building relationships is the key to getting the right type of customers, because automation is good, but only if it's authentic automation, if it's strategic automation. Hiring someone like Rob to help you be able to build your automations is going to be key, because you need the strategist. You don't just need automation, you need the right automation. The same thing, you don't just need a website, you need the right website with the right traffic, with the right target market, with the right funnels. And so getting someone who's an expert at automation, getting someone who's an expert at LinkedIn and an expert at marketing, that's going to be what's going to help you be able to take your business to the next level.
100%. 100%. Joe, let's talk about automation, man, because it is a big thing. It's a big thing. How do you see it?
Personalization. I know that you're a big fan of rapping. I know that you're a big fan of rhyming. Personalization is where automation is going. So right now, if you text the word demo to 973-841-8868, that's 973-841-8868. You text the word demo. I have an automation going where my AI will send you a demonstration video of Evy AI, EVYAI.com. So if you want to watch a demonstration video, just text the word demo, DEMO, to the number 973-841-8868 and watch the personalized AI assistant send you a link to my demonstration video of Evy AI. So it's all about, I see in the next 5-10 years, it's all about personalization. And, a guy like Robert Stern, who is my client, one of the clients of Evie AI, he knows how to use the tool. But most people don't really understand the way that the tool can personalize. And so when you're leaving a comment, you don't just want to leave great post on the comment. You want to leave a personalized comment on the post or a personalized DM to somebody that makes them understand that you actually read what they wrote. Not that you said, "Oh, thank you." Like LinkedIn's AI just says thank you, but my AI will say, "Oh, thank you so much for sending me that. While I appreciate you telling me that I need a new website, at this moment I'm not interested in a website, but if you need to learn how to leverage LinkedIn, I do have a great program and here's a link." Like that type of thing, that type of level of automation is what the future holds for everybody, not just for like right now when somebody calls you, you get a voicemail. But could you imagine that instead of getting a voicemail, what you would do is say, "Hey, Ma, Joe's on the phone driving the car right now. He'll call you right back." When he gets off the phone, he's talking to one of his clients. My mother can call my AI, and my AI will tell my mother, because it gives permission to my mother to tell her where I am, what I'm doing, and when I'll be able to call her back. And then when I'm done the phone call, the AI will call me and my mother and put us together. And say, "Hey, Ma, Joe's available now. Do you have a minute to talk?" And she'll be like, "Yeah, actually talk to him." And then it'll connect me. And at the same time, it'll say, "Hey, Ma, Joe's available. Are you available to talk?" And at the same time, it'll say, "Joe, Ma said she's available. Do you want to talk? I'll patch you through." And then it'll put us through together, personalized like that. Like that level of personalization. And right now, I am developing calling technology that can call 1 million people at the same time and give each person a personalized conversation in real time with Grok. You ever heard of Grok? G-R-O-Q, Grok, the AI from Elon Musk. So Elon Musk is building robots. Dude, these robots can clean your house. They can fix your plumbing. They can build you a mansion. They can do whatever you want. And so now I have a robot that can make phone calls to prospects and have qualifying conversations or take inbound calls. So I'm right now talking to a merchant cash advance company for people that fail to pay their payments, that it's going to call them up every single day, 4 times a day, and say, "Hey, what's going on with the payment? And just want to make, I want to be empathetic. I know things are hard, but can you let me know when you're going to be able to make that payment?" And it's an AI doing it.
Man, that's exciting. What's that number again? Text the word demo to
973-841-8868. And once you trigger that automation, we can set up a variety of different automations that come from that. What's really, really powerful about automation is that it needs to be strategic. Because at the end of the day, if you're not strategic in your business, you're not going to be successful. You need to be strategic. I watched my mother go out of business in the Lower East Side in her store because she wasn't strategic. And she didn't have access to strategy. She didn't have access to the internet. The other day I had a conversation with Meta's new AI. Have you heard of Meta.ai, M-E-T-A?
Yeah.
Meta's, okay, so I put together Meta's AI. Do you know who Reid Hoffman is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Reid Hoffman did
LinkedIn.
So he created Pi.ai. So there's Pi.ai with Meta.ai having a conversation with Bing's AI, the co-pilot, together with Gemini's AI, together with ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Claude. So bring the 8 robots together and let's have a party. Let's have a party. Woo! Dude, could you imagine having a conversation with the different robots and they all have a different perspective about your business?
Ooh, what is that? What are we talking about fantasy? What are we doing right now?
No, you can use tools to build that. You can use make.com, make.com. If you learn how to use that tool, you can API into all those tools and create a scenario that builds that whole conversation for you. You can do that right now.
Unbelievable, man.
It's epic. It is epic. It is epic.
I love it. What's the man? You said your mom didn't have access to those things. We have a lot of access now, but you know what? The thing about it is, Joe, is we have so much. Like back in the days, they didn't have much. So, they made with what they had and they worked hard to get to what they got. And then, that was good. Then we fast forward, we have all this. But
it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. So that's why I'm starting a community. I'm going to bring 20 people together that want to learn automation, like specifically LinkedIn automation and AI automation. So if people want to learn how to use make.com to create scenarios, and if people want to learn how to use LinkedIn automation, some of it's against the terms and conditions of LinkedIn, so I can't publicly let everybody know about it. But if you want to send connection requests automatically, you want to send messages automatically that are super custom with AI, just let me know that you're interested in joining our community. It's going to be $97 a month. I'm going to have just 20 people in it, and I'm going to train people every single month on how to use, we're going to have 2 sessions per month, and I'm going to train people on how to automate specifically LinkedIn. Like if you need automation for your whole business, your whole life, your whole whatever, speak to Rob. I don't do all that. But if you just need for LinkedIn specifically for that component, I'm going to sit with people every single month and kind of just say, okay, let's create one automation to add 100 new connection requests per week automatically on autopilot for a specific target market. And now you set that automation up. Now I'm going to say, let's create another automation that will tweet automatically for you. And let's create another automation that will create images and will upload it to Instagram automatically. Let's create another automation that will send messages to people on LinkedIn with a sequence. Here's a 3-step sequence. Here's a strategy specifically for you, what you should be doing with a 3-step sequence. Let's implement it right now. Let's pick 100 people to send it to. Let's do that now. I did that for somebody 2 days ago. He got a $15,000 proposal within 12 hours.
Drop the mic, somebody, and pick it back up and get on it. Come on. Wow. I like that, man. I like that. And so what that's kind of leading me into my other question, because you're marketing, but you're also sales, man. And sales is a huge component, right? Well, in your view, what are the key elements to you and for a successful sales strategy? Because everyone's selling something. And by the way, anyone listening to this message, if you are just creating messages and sending them to people's inbox, hoping to get a sale, what you are essentially doing is you are throwing up food in the air in a storm, hoping that it falls in your mouth.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to throw food up in the air. What you want to do is you want to be able to hire a chef to help you be able to prepare your perfect meal. In my view, the right strategy means knowing what is your plan. What is your business plan, marketing plan, and LinkedIn plan? Number 2, who are the people? Who's your target market? Who are the people that are potential clients? And who are your centers of influence? And number 3, what is the messaging? What is the promise that you need to give them? And how do you create that messaging to the right target market to help you with your plan? Once you have those 3 components together, you got to have your stories, your profile, and your automations in place. And we teach all this in the course that you, Rob, have access to called the Evergreen Networking System. And by the way, if anybody needs the Evergreen Networking System, Rob's an affiliate of ours. Tell Rob you're interested in it, and Rob will get a kickback for it, and we'll give you $2,000 off the course, and we'll add as a bonus a 6-hour class that we just did as a replay. Nice. So if you guys are interested in that deal, just hit Rob up on LinkedIn, and he'll get you the link specific for the people that heard this podcast to get access to the 9-module course with the frameworks, checklists, cheat sheets, and scripts, and all the information that you need in order to set up the right strategy. But to answer your question very directly, you need the right business plan, the right marketing plan, the right LinkedIn plan, the right target market, the right ideal clients, your centers of influence, and then you got to build out your promise, which is the messaging that goes to them. And when you have all that in place and you create your stories, your profile, and your automations, then you'll get exposure, then you'll get credibility, and then you'll book the right meetings because you'll be posting, engaging, and messaging strategically.
There it is. Strategically, you got to be very clear on where you're going, because if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. I heard somebody say that years ago.
100%. You'll get anywhere, and anywhere is not really the place where you want to get to. You have tens of thousands of followers on LinkedIn, and most people don't have any followers. Maybe they have a couple hundred people that are connected to them, and they don't really have much followers. They don't really know how to do it. If you guys don't know how to do it, just write in the chat, I want to learn. Whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or you're watching this, just write I want to learn in the chat. Check out Rob's profile. Rob posted this video on his LinkedIn profile, and I'm in the comments right now seeing what people are commenting. We have 38 comments over there. I see that Dimitri's in there, and Bob, and Gary, and Rachel. So guys, thanks for watching this.
Yeah, appreciate every single person. And I appreciate you, Joe, for bringing this insight, man, because it's the information that's going to set people free. Well, obviously, they have to take the information and use it, but at least they're getting access to it, man. Let's talk about some strategies, man. What are some mistakes, first of all, because that's a good strategy, how to avoid mistakes. So what are some common mistakes you're seeing?
Selling. The biggest mistake people make on LinkedIn is they start selling right away without building a relationship. You got to build a relationship. People will buy from other people that they know, like, and trust, but people hate to be sold. The biggest mistake I see on LinkedIn after selling is people don't have enough connections. They're not expanding connections. The average person has 440 connections. You have over 30,000 followers. You can have 30,000 connections and every connection becomes a follower. So build up your connections. Have an automatic connection campaign. Use Evie AI in order to help you build out those connections. And then, of course, people are not posting on LinkedIn. You're posting every day on LinkedIn, but most people are not posting on LinkedIn or posting the wrong way without considering the LinkedIn algorithm or not engaging on posts. You got to leave 5 comments every single day on LinkedIn. If you're not leaving comments, you're missing out. And then the next mistake and the final mistake that people make is not sending out enough messages to their connections and not connecting with people daily. If you want to be successful, you got to connect with people daily. There are opportunities in my ultimate LinkedIn task list. If you just Google the words ultimate LinkedIn task list, you'll see on the first page of Google, number 1 is my LinkedIn newsletter that has a list of 30 tasks. What are the top LinkedIn tasks that you can outsource to an assistant or do yourself? It's called the Ultimate LinkedIn Task List for 2024. If you search the words Ultimate LinkedIn Task List, I just checked on Google, we're number 1. I literally issued the LinkedIn newsletter 2 days ago, and we're already number 1 on Google for that competitive keyword. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Man, that is crazy. That is crazy. Joe, if there were 3 things, like let's just say there were 3 things you could 100% get people to understand and know. Like if you could get these 3 seeds, what would be these 3 things you want people to actually know?
The 3 things I want people to know is that you want exposure, you want credibility, and you want more meetings. If you don't have exposure, no one knows that you exist. People do business with people that they know, they like, and they trust. If no one knows you, how are you going to be successful? So how do you get exposure? You need to get exposure. Number 2, you need to figure out how to get credibility. Get people to trust you. When you call somebody up, do they know who you are? Do they already trust you? If they don't trust you, you got to do activities every day that will build trust with your audience. And number 3 is conversations. Conversations lead to conversions. How many calls are you having a day? If you're not having 5 calls a day, what are you doing? If you want more business, set a goal to have 5 calls every single day, and then use one of my 52 hacks in my newsletter. I have a newsletter that walks you through all my 52 different hacks that you can learn. And of course, if you want the videos on how to do that, just speak to Rob. He'll send you access to our course. And we'll walk you through step by step how to book those meetings using the greeting, feeding, and meeting system. Don't just be selling people. Selling is smelling. Instead, what you want to do is you want to be thinking on LinkedIn to use the strategy of greeting, feeding, and meeting. And if you funnel people through the right way, people will line up to buy from you.
Greeting, feeding, and meeting. Greeting, feeding, and meeting.
Yo, greeting, feeding, and meeting.
Uh-huh.
Greeting, feeding, and meeting.
Let's go.
Greeting, feeding, and meeting.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And so the reason for that, folks, because greeting, all right, people don't just want to be sold. They don't want to be, people don't want to be sold so much that people can walk into a store wanting to buy something with buying on their mind. They walk into the store, it's called a shoe store, and someone walks up to them and says, hey, salesperson, hey, can I help you? They say, no, I'm good. I'm fine. But if that same person that wants to buy walks into the store, when the salesperson just comes over and says, hey, you look nice today. Thanks for coming here.
I love your shirt. Where'd you get that shirt? Look at my shirt. My daughter made me this shirt. Yeah. Look at that shirt. Where'd you get it from? I say, my daughter made me this shirt. Now we're friends. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And now they say, well, you know what? They started to open up.
I can use a new suit. Can you guide me, right? I trust you now. I built rapport. So greeting is about building rapport and connecting authentically with people. And if you don't connect authentically with people, you're missing out.
Oh, man. You're missing out. And don't miss out.
You're missing out on the clout.
You got a beat in there too, man? Or what?
Oh, I would, but I had to turn off the mix minus.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Joe is you guys don't know, Joe, we were a part of the very first, now this is facts here, folks, the very first LinkedIn Global Cypher.
Yes.
We were the first to drop this 4 years ago plus, probably the first Global Cypher. So man, we took advantage of that opportunity to spread our message across the globe.
100%. If you do it correctly, you will have a global business. Evie AI now has 8,000 users in 34 countries around the world. all
Wow.
because of LinkedIn. I would never be able to do any of this stuff without LinkedIn. So if you're not using LinkedIn, you want a global business, you want to grow your business, I highly, highly recommend you think about leveraging LinkedIn and using automation to help you be successful.
I second that recommendation. Speaking of recommendations, man, recommend some insight to us. How do you stay updated with these changes in marketing? How can someone, first of all, how do you, and then how can folks stay? Because the wave is big and it's coming and it's getting larger, so we got to stay on top of it, not under it.
Yeah. So what I would say, the first thing that you need to do is you need to understand that in your industry, there are industry publications that you can subscribe to stay in the know with what's going on. The other thing you can do is you can join communities. We have a community called the AI for LinkedIn community where we keep people up to date with all the latest news of what's going on with AI and LinkedIn. And so if you're joining a community or you join a newsletter or you read publications, industry publications, and you watch these podcasts and have conversations and go to seminars, you're going to be updated on the latest news. Most people are just so in their business, they're working in their business, not on their business. And Rob, I know you help people be able to work on their business by being more strategic with their automations.
That's it, man. That's 100%. And Joe, and listen, you guys, if you're watching this, connect with Joe. He'll be in the comments. You can click on his face, right? Actually, he'll be sitting there. You can click on the whole picture there, and connect with him. If you're listening to this, just scroll down to the description, and you can connect with him there and get connected to his resources. It's all about getting connected to the resources and also the people, ladies and gentlemen, because there's a lot of resources out there. The resources are out there, but if you can get connected to the right people and build that right relationship capital, oh, it's a big deal. Joe, let's last couple questions. Now, we asked this other question to all our guests, and this is almost like not preaching to the choir, but singing to the choir, right? So this got to ask you the question anyway. If you could simply automate one thing in your business life, Joe, what would that be?
I would automate the conversation, the email management. The email management that I have right now where emails come in, I would have an AI read all my emails. Because, it's one thing to get your assistant to read your emails. You may not feel comfortable, but if an AI reads all your emails and then communicates with you and kind of auto sorts, there are AIs coming right now that are going to be reading every single email that comes in, and it'll auto label, auto sort, auto reply to people based on what's going on, and you can keep training it to make it better. And that's the thing that I want the most in my business right now, because email is still a major time consumer for me.
Now, let me ask you: Are you currently working on that, Joe? I mean, is that
I'm not. That's not the solution. I'm working on that because I'm busy. Where I got to focus. Where focus goes, energy flows. But if somebody solved that, I would definitely subscribe to that. I'm paying thousands of dollars a month on AI, where I used to pay thousands of dollars for somebody to do what the AI is doing, and now instead I'm saving a lot of time and using artificial intelligence to help me out significantly. We have something called the AI Circle. We meet once a month, the third Monday of every month for 3 hours, and we have a community of a few dozen people that get together to learn all the AI best practices. It's called the AI Business Development Circle. So that's something that people can join and attend. It's 3 hours every third Monday, and they can go to evergreen.com/AI Circle to learn more about it, or they can DM me or DM you because you're an affiliate of ours, and they can get more information about it.
Oh, that's freaking good, man. That's freaking good. All right, final question, man. Give us your best piece of advice and your favorite quote.
So my favorite quote is, "The secret to living is giving." And my best piece of advice is be a giver. If you want to succeed in life, be the source of blessings. Be the conduit of blessings in other people's lives. That means give freely, give ideas, give. Give leads, give recommendations, give support, give compliments, give love. Give your soul away. Some people are so afraid of giving, and they end up being in scarcity mode. Be in abundance mode.
Yeah.
Because I truly believe, like the saying says, the secret to living is giving.
Yeah, man. I subscribe to that. I have that quote in my brain. It's in my subconscious. The secret to living is giving. I am all on that, man. There's actually proof and there's neuroscience on how giving is beneficial. There's this thing called DOSE. DOSC, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. That's what you get when you give. And like every time you give, you get that. The person you gave to gets that, and then people that are watching the giving gets that. And those are all beneficial neurochemicals. Not only does giving help you neurologically and chemically and biologically, but relationally, like Joe was just saying. Because if you're walking around just helping people and genuinely, authentically wanting to be of service, it's gonna come back. It's just the way it works. Joe, that's great, man. And Joe is proof of this. I know because I've seen him here online, and this is what he does. He's constantly just giving stuff, sharing stuff. Yeah, you got stuff you can buy. You better buy some stuff, but he's giving a lot away. Joe, man, I appreciate you being here. Any final words, man? And
so
let folks know how to get in contact with you.
Yeah, so just in final words, if you go to Joe Apfelbaum on LinkedIn, you'll be able to find me. And I just want to say I really appreciate who you are, Rob. I love the way that you know how to hit the mic like we live in the den, because you're the man setting up trends that mend. You, with Simply Automate, you're changing the game, podcasting genius, lighting up the fame. You're like the digital ring where tech and dreams collide, because you bring the heat with every single podcast stride. You're interviewing the greats from the east to the west, dropping knowledge bomb because you never have time to rest. And with me, the LinkedIn person who's the titan in the field on LinkedIn Live, I give you my wisdom unsealed. You're dropping gems on marketing, SEO to the core. And I love to bring the thunder for listening, for the people who are listening that really want more. So you're smooth like a DJ. You spin stories so neat. Questions on point. Got us all on our feet, from automation to growth, insights to blend. Joe and Rob together, sparking till the end. I'm so grateful that we're here at the very end.
Man, oh man, come on. Look at that. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about, Joe. You bring in a fire. As a matter of fact, if you're looking for somebody in marketing or AI, Joe's the one to hire. And I tell you, if you want your business to go higher and higher and higher, then guess what? This is the guy to find, because he's on fire.
Fire!
Yeah. On
Woo!
fire. Let's do it.
I like it. By the way, you see the way I'm moving, and the camera's following me around?
Uh-huh.
That's an AI camera, and that AI camera is available for anyone that wants it. My AI assistant can send you a text with the link, the Amazon link. It's an affiliate link to the website camera, to the AI camera. Just send the word webcam to 973-841-8868, and you'll get a link to the webcam. Rob, that's crazy that I have a webcam that follows me around, that knows where I am. It's an AI webcam.
That is incredible. That is
Woo!
Man. I'm blown away by it, dude. I'm so in love with what we can do with technology and the beautifulness that we can do now these days.
Yeah.
And you are the one to teach folks, Joe. I appreciate you so much, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for hosting this, and I'll see you guys online. Boom.
Automation, automation nation, automation, automation nation, automation, automation nation, around the nation, automation, automation nation.